It's pretty amazing actually to watch all these leftists taking their victory lap. I did a video earlier that showed The View and basically an entire army of trained liberal SEALs clapping and cheering what looks to me like the end of real democracy, as they hilariously pretend that they're the ones that are actually going to save democracies. Pretty amazing stuff. I mean, it is wild, wild, wild stuff to watch dim leftists congratulate themselves. But like anything a dim leftist does, this is going to backfire. And the more I really try to look into this objectively, I just cannot possibly imagine this does not end up in the Supreme Court. It has got to end up in the Supreme Court.
I'll say this: no crime, no jurisdiction, no due process. Conflicted judge, Soros prosecutor, Manhattan jury. I'm going to tell you something, Sean. I've spent most of my legal career, not as a former federal prosecutor, although I served as a chief of staff to an attorney general. I've spent most of my legal career fighting these people, suing the federal government, the DOJ, the IRS, the Treasury Department, the EPA, suing campaigns, fighting over voting rights laws, and so forth. And one thing I don't think our audience understands, and you need to understand, we have too many lawyers who are risk averse, too many lawyers who will whine and complain. I have spent 40 years sitting down with people who put on legal brass knuckles and take these bastards on in court. I'm at the appellate and Supreme Court level. That's where my focus has been my entire career. So what they need to do now, in my view, is to go up the appellate chain in New York. We need to stop whining about how long that's going to take. Seek any emergency, immediate appeal that you possibly can. That's one lane. And the other lane is to try like hell to get to the Supreme Court. People say, well, they're not going to take it. You know what? If George Patton was said, I don't think I can get to the Battle of the Bulge in time, we would have lost World War II. I am sick and tired of these legal defeatists. We need to stop whining, stop complaining. We know what the hell we're up against. It's not news. It's a fact. We got to fight these people with our smarts. We have to take some risks. We need to push the edge of the envelope. I don't mean in a way that kooks do it. We need to look at Bush versus Gore. Why did the Supreme Court take that case from the Florida Supreme Court? We need to look at things like common law writs, which I know the audience don't understand, but a lot of lawyers do. Not writs of certiorari based on statute, but common law writs based on judicial decisions. We need to give the Supreme Court the opportunity to fix this. Why? We cannot have local acting judges, Soros DAs, 15,000 district attorney's office, God knows how many state judges, destroying our federal election system, influencing how we elect the president of the United States. And if we have a pathway to bring it to the Supreme Court, even though it's rarely used, and by God, we use it. We use every legal quiver that we possibly can muster, rather than sitting around and saying, well, it'll take 3 months.
What can you even add to that, man? I mean, the Supreme Court absolutely has got to have the opportunity to fix this. I mean, you cannot have local activists, political actors masquerading, pretending to be law enforcement, imposing the will and desires and sick fantasies of their twisted political party. It cannot be allowed. I mean, this will absolutely be the kind of action that destroys this country if it doesn't get fixed. And by fixed, I mean prevented from ever happening again. If it is not prevented, I mean, someday we'll be able to look back, probably not too long from now, and say that that's when it all went bad. This is an Archduke Ferdinand moment for sure. But anyway, that's just my take, man. Let me know your thoughts in the comments. If you haven't already, be a part of our growth. Make sure to like, comment, subscribe. Most importantly, share the channel. I'll see you in the next one.